The heavy wool blanket settles over your shoulders, its weight a gentle anchor in the quiet room. A single ember glows deep within the stone hearth, casting a soft amber light that dances across the rustic wooden floorboards. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint, sweet scent of dried pine needles and old paper from the shelves nearby. Outside, the world has paused under a thick layer of fresh snow, leaving only the muffled silence of winter. Your breathing slows to match the rhythmic crackle of the dying fire, each inhale filling your lungs with warm, soothing comfort. Time seems to stretch and soften here, dissolving into the cozy darkness that wraps around you like a soft embrace. You shift slightly deeper into the plush armchair, feeling the worn velvet cushions yield softly beneath your weight. The fire's glow pulses slowly, painting warm stripes of light that move imperceptibly across the textured walls of hand-hewn timber. A faint draft whispers from the window pane, carrying the crisp, clean scent of frozen earth and distant pine forests. Your eyelids grow heavy, resting against the world with a natural, effortless heaviness that pulls you downward. The silence is profound here, broken only by the occasional soft pop of wood settling into the ash bed below. Every muscle in your body begins to unwind, releasing the day's tension into the supportive embrace of the chair. The sound of the wind outside is a distant, hushed murmur like a lullaby sung by the trees themselves. Snowflakes drift past the glass in slow, silent spirals, catching the faint light before vanishing into the night. Inside, the warmth radiates steadily from the hearth, wrapping around you in a protective cocoon of gentle heat and stillness. Your thoughts begin to dissolve, floating away like smoke that curls upward and fades into the dark ceiling above. The rhythm of your heartbeat slows, syncing with the quiet pulse of the cabin's ancient wooden beams. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do but simply breathe. A log shifts gently in the fire, sending up a tiny shower of sparks that rise and fade like fleeting stars. The scent of burning wood deepens, rich with hints of cedar and oak, filling the small room with an earthy, grounding aroma. Your hands rest loosely in your lap, fingers relaxed and open, feeling the residual warmth that lingers on your skin. The shadows in the corners of the room seem to breathe, expanding and contracting with the subtle flicker of the flames. Every exhale feels longer than the last, a slow release of energy back into the peaceful air around you. The world outside has ceased to exist, leaving only this circle of safety and quiet. The cabin settles around you with a series of faint, comforting creaks, as if the house itself is adjusting to your presence. Outside, the snow continues its endless, gentle descent, blanketing the landscape in a uniform sheet of white silence. Your mind drifts further away, untethered from any specific thought or memory, floating in a void of pure relaxation. The weight of the blanket on your chest feels like a loving hand, keeping you safe and secure in this moment. Light becomes softer here, dimming gradually until the only illumination comes from the quiet heart of the fire. You are suspended in time, held by the warmth and the deep, velvety dark. A distant owl calls softly from the forest edge, its sound echoing faintly through the still night air. The fire burns lower now, a bed of glowing coals that radiates a steady, unwavering heat into the room. Your breathing is shallow and even, each breath drawing you deeper into the comfortable haze of drowsiness. The texture of the wooden floor beneath your feet feels solid and real, grounding you in this peaceful sanctuary. Thoughts become indistinct shapes, passing by like clouds in a slow-moving sky, leaving no trace behind. The silence grows thicker, wrapping around the cabin in a blanket of profound, soothing quiet. The light from the embers casts long, dancing shadows that seem to stretch and relax in time with your own breath. A single snowflake lands on the glass, melting instantly into a tiny bead of water that traces a slow path downward. Inside, the air is thick with the comforting scent of wood smoke and the faint sweetness of dried herbs hanging from the ceiling beams. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking further into the soft cushions that support your tired frame. The boundary between waking and sleeping begins to blur, dissolving like sugar in hot tea. There is no urgency here, only the gentle pull of rest and the promise of deep slumber. The fire's glow dims slightly, turning from bright orange to a deep, pulsing red that matches the rhythm of your slowing heart. Outside, the wind has died down completely, leaving only the absolute stillness of a snow-covered world in repose. Your eyelids flutter closed, shutting out the visual world and inviting the darkness to come in and comfort you. The warmth spreads through your limbs, loosening any remaining tension until you feel weightless and free. Each second stretches into an eternity of peace, filled only with the sound of your own quiet breathing. You are safe here, wrapped in the softness of the night and the warmth of the hearth. A final spark rises from the coals, swirling briefly before fading into the darkness above. The cabin is now quiet except for the faint sound of snow settling on the roof, a soft whisper against the timber shingles. Your mind is empty, a clear space where no thoughts dare to intrude upon the peace you have found. The blanket's weight feels more pronounced now, pressing you gently into the chair as if anchoring you to this moment of calm. Light fades further, leaving only the subtle glow of the dying fire to guide your descent into sleep. You let go completely, surrendering to the gentle drift toward unconsciousness. The last visible ember fades to a dull, charcoal grey, its heat lingering in the air like a memory of warmth. The silence is absolute now, a deep and velvety quiet that envelops the entire cabin in its gentle embrace. Your body has forgotten how to move, resting in a state of perfect stillness and profound relaxation. The night outside presses against the windows, soft and cool, while inside the residual warmth keeps you safe and secure. Thoughts have vanished entirely, leaving only a sense of drifting in a warm, dark ocean of sleep. You sink deeper, further away from the world into the quiet heart of the night. The charcoal embers glow faintly, casting long, soft shadows that stretch across the wooden floorboards in slow, deliberate movements. A gentle draught whispers through the room, carrying the scent of pine and old paper, wrapping around you like a warm scarf. You breathe in deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs before releasing it in a long, steady sigh. The weight of the blanket settles heavier on your shoulders, grounding you further into the plush cushions beneath. Outside, the snow continues its silent descent, muffling the world beyond the glass in a thick layer of white peace. A single spark rises from the dying fire, dancing briefly in the still air before fading into nothingness. The room feels expansive yet cozy, a sanctuary where time has lost its meaning and urgency. Your eyelids grow heavy, fluttering shut as the last traces of daylight dissolve into the velvet dark. The sound of your own breathing becomes the only rhythm that matters, slow and steady as a heartbeat. Every muscle in your body unclenches further, melting into the supportive embrace of the chair. The timber shingles on the roof creak softly under the accumulating weight of fresh snow, a distant and rhythmic lullaby. Inside, the air is still and warm, holding the residual heat of the day like a cherished secret. You feel a profound sense of safety, shielded from the cold by thick walls and layers of wool. The silence is not empty but full, a deep resonance that vibrates gently in your chest. Thoughts have dissolved completely, leaving only a blank canvas of serene darkness. Your fingers relax completely within the folds of the heavy blanket, no longer needing to hold or grasp anything. The texture of the wool feels incredibly soft against your skin, a comforting barrier against the chill. A faint scent of cedarwood drifts from the beams above, soothing and earthy in its presence. You sink deeper into the cushions, feeling the chair mold perfectly to the contours of your resting form. The boundary between your body and the furniture begins to blur softly. The darkness outside presses closer against the glass, but it feels inviting rather than isolating. Stars peek through brief breaks in the clouds, their light dim and distant as old memories. The fire has reduced to a bed of ash and dull red coals, breathing out tiny puffs of smoke. Each breath you take is slower than the last, drawing you further down into the depths of relaxation. The world outside has ceased to exist, leaving only this quiet corner of warmth. A gentle warmth radiates from the hearth, touching your face like a lover's hand in the dark. The shadows in the corners of the room lengthen, softening into indistinct shapes that drift away. You feel a tingling sensation in your toes and fingertips, the signal of total surrender to rest. The air is thick with comfort, heavy with the promise of deep, dreamless sleep. Your mind floats freely, untethered from any worry or concern. The sound of the wind has faded entirely, leaving only the faint crackle of cooling stones. Your heart rate slows in sync with the dying embers, beating slowly and steadily. A profound stillness settles over your consciousness, a gentle fog that obscures all remaining awareness. You are weightless now, suspended in a sea of warm darkness and quiet comfort. The chair supports you fully, holding you in place as you drift. The blanket feels like a cloud, wrapping you in layers of impossible softness and security. Your breathing is barely audible, a shallow rhythm that matches the slow pulse of the night. The cabin creaks one last time, settling into its own sleep alongside you. There is nothing left to do, nowhere else to be, no thought to pursue. You are simply here, existing in this perfect moment of rest. A final ember glows faintly, a tiny eye watching over your slumber in the dark. The air is cool against your skin, contrasting with the warmth that permeates your bones. You feel a deep gratitude for this shelter, for this quiet moment of peace. The world has slowed to a halt, and you have slowed with it perfectly. Sleep approaches not as an end, but as a gentle companion. The darkness becomes absolute, a soft velvet curtain drawn over your senses. You are no longer aware of the chair or the blanket or the cold outside. There is only a gentle floating sensation, a drift into the unknown depths of rest. Your body dissolves into the night, becoming one with the quiet and the dark. Sleep takes you now, holding you safely in its endless, peaceful arms. The drift deepens into a soft, weightless suspension where time loses its shape and meaning entirely. You float within the quiet embrace of the room, surrounded by shadows that feel like warm silk against your skin. The memory of the fire lingers only as a faint warmth in your chest, a gentle pulse of comfort. Outside, the snow continues to fall with a softness that muffles even the sound of your own breathing. Your thoughts unravel slowly, dissolving into the dark like sugar in warm tea, leaving only peace behind. There is nothing left to hold onto, only the soothing rhythm of your resting heart. A cool breeze seeps through a tiny crack in the window frame, carrying the scent of pine and frozen earth. It touches your face with a feather-light caress, refreshing the air around you without disturbing your rest. The contrast between the chill outside and the warmth within creates a cocoon of perfect stillness. You breathe in the crisp winter air, feeling it fill your lungs with a clean, quiet clarity. Each exhale is slow and deliberate, releasing any remaining tension from your weary muscles. The night holds you gently, protecting you from all that lies beyond these sturdy wooden walls. The blanket grows heavier, anchoring you deeply into the cushions with a comforting, grounded pressure. You feel the weight of it as a loving hug, pressing you down into a state of profound relaxation. Your limbs feel loose and heavy, sinking further into the soft fabric beneath you. There is no need to move, no need to adjust, only to surrender to this pleasant heaviness. The world outside has faded completely, leaving only the intimate space within your own body. You are safe, warm, and utterly still, drifting deeper into the velvet darkness. Somewhere in the distance, a tree branch creaks softly under the accumulating weight of fresh snow. The sound is low and rhythmic, like a distant lullaby sung by the winter wind itself. It blends seamlessly with the silence, adding another layer to the symphony of quietude surrounding you. You listen without thinking, letting the sound wash over you like a gentle tide. It is a reminder that nature continues its slow, peaceful work even while you rest. The creak fades away, leaving only the soft hum of the cabin's settling timber. Your breathing slows further, becoming shallow and barely perceptible against the quiet of the room. The rise and fall of your chest is a subtle rhythm, marking time in a way that feels ancient and natural. You are connected to this rhythm, part of the cycle of rest that governs all living things. There is no rush, no urgency, only the endless, soothing flow of breath in and out. Each inhalation draws you deeper into slumber, each exhalation releases you further from consciousness. You are floating on a sea of calm, carried by the gentle current of sleep. A faint glow from the dying embers flickers one last time before settling into a steady, red warmth. It casts long, dancing shadows across the floorboards that move with a slow, hypnotic grace. The light is dim and sleepy, barely illuminating the edges of the room in its gentle haze. You watch it without focus, letting the shapes blur together into a single, soothing pattern. The fire's final breath is warm and content, offering its last bit of comfort to the night. Soon even this will fade, leaving you in perfect, comforting darkness. The temperature in the room drops slightly as the fire gives up its last warmth to the night. The cool air feels refreshing against your cheeks, a gentle reminder of the winter world outside. You pull the blanket a fraction higher, feeling the soft wool nestle against your chin with tender care. This small movement brings a wave of renewed comfort, sealing in the remaining heat around you. The boundary between inside and outside becomes even more defined, a protective shell of warmth. You are enclosed in safety, wrapped in layers of peace and quiet. Your mind drifts away from the physical sensations, untethering itself from the weight of the body. You are no longer in the chair, but somewhere else entirely, a place of pure thoughtlessness and rest. The cabin, the fire, the snow, they all become distant memories, fading like old photographs in the dark. There is only the sensation of floating, unburdened and free from any need to be or do anything. Your consciousness expands into the quiet, merging with the stillness that surrounds you. You are becoming part of the night itself. A single thought lingers for a moment before dissolving like mist in the morning sun. It is a vague shape of gratitude, warm and golden, before it too slips away into oblivion. You let go of it without effort, allowing your mind to clear completely of any remaining clutter. The emptiness is not void, but full of peace, a spacious quietude that embraces you wholly. There is nothing left to process, nothing left to solve, only the endless now. Your spirit rests in this open space, weightless and serene. Sleep takes hold completely, pulling you down into its deep, restorative depths with gentle insistence. The surface of your awareness becomes calm and still, like a frozen lake under the moonlight. Beneath the surface, your body repairs and renews, guided by the ancient wisdom of rest. You are safe here, protected by the walls of the cabin and the quiet of the snow. There is no end to this peace, only a continuous, flowing state of being. You drift further down into the heart of slumber. The fire has settled into a bed of glowing embers, pulsing with a slow and rhythmic warmth that matches your heartbeat. Smoke curls lazily toward the ceiling, carrying the faint scent of cedar and old pine into the still air. You feel the weight of the wool blanket settling deeper against your shoulders, heavy and comforting like a gentle hug. The shadows in the corner of the room stretch long and soft, blending into the darkness outside the frosted windows. Your breathing slows to match the quiet crackle of the cooling wood, each exhale releasing another layer of tension. The cabin feels like a shell protecting you from the vast, silent world beyond its walls. Outside, the wind has softened to a whisper, brushing against the timber walls with a sound like distant rain. The snow continues its gentle descent, blanketing the forest in layers of pristine white that muffle every possible noise. You notice the faintest vibration of the floorboards beneath you, a subtle reminder of the earth's steady pulse. The air inside is cool but dry, carrying the crisp freshness of winter into your lungs with every slow breath. Your fingers relax completely within the folds of the blanket, no longer needing to hold or grasp at anything. The boundary between your body and the chair dissolves, leaving you suspended in warmth. A single log shifts slightly, sending up a tiny shower of sparks that fade before they reach the metal screen. The light from the fire flickers across the rough-hewn beams above, painting them in shades of honey and gold. You feel your eyelids growing heavier, weighed down by the profound comfort of this secluded place. There is no urgency here, no clock ticking, only the endless, soft expansion of the night around you. The smell of wood smoke becomes a sweet lullaby, wrapping around your senses in a thick, comforting layer. Your mind floats freely, untethered from any specific thought or memory. The darkness beyond the window seems to press closer, not with threat but with a soothing, enveloping presence. Stars are visible through gaps in the clouds, twinkling with a steady and reassuring light that feels ancient and calm. Your chest rises and falls in a deep, rhythmic pattern, syncing with the slow decay of the fire's heat. The cold air outside is a distant memory, replaced by the cozy embrace of the heated room. You feel a sense of profound isolation that is not lonely, but deeply peaceful and secure. Every muscle in your body has released its guard, surrendering fully to the gravity of rest. A log collapses softly into the ash bed, creating a small puff of grey smoke that drifts upward like a sigh. The sound is barely audible, a gentle punctuation mark in the long sentence of the night's silence. You feel your consciousness slipping further away, drifting on a current of warmth and quietude. The textures of the room, the rough wood, the soft wool, become indistinct, melting into a unified sensation of comfort. There is nothing to do but breathe, and even that effort feels minimal and effortless. The world outside has ceased to exist, leaving only this pocket of stillness. The temperature in the room remains constant, a perfect balance that keeps you wrapped in a layer of drowsy bliss. Your thoughts have dissolved into a stream of vague images, shapes without meaning or demand. The firelight dances on the walls, creating slow-moving patterns that mimic the rhythm of your slowing mind. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for this moment of pure rest, though even that thought is fading. The cabin holds you in its wooden arms, shielding you from the elements and the demands of waking life. Sleep is no longer something you seek, but something that has already found you. A distant owl calls once, a soft hoot that echoes briefly before being absorbed by the thick blanket of snow. The sound is lonely yet comforting, a reminder of the life continuing quietly in the woods beyond your reach. You feel your body sinking deeper into the chair, as if the floor itself has become softer and more yielding. The air feels heavier now, rich with the scent of pine needles and warm wood, inviting you to drift further. Your awareness narrows to a single point of focus, the gentle heat radiating from the embers before you. Everything else is fading into a pleasant grey mist. The embers glow with a steady, dull red light that requires no effort to watch or acknowledge. They pulse slowly, like the heartbeat of the earth itself, providing a visual anchor for your drifting mind. You feel a tingling sensation in your toes, a sign that circulation is slowing as you enter deeper stages of rest. The silence is absolute, broken only by the occasional settling of the cabin's structure, which sounds like a contented sigh. Your mind is clear, empty of clutter, and open to the vastness of sleep. There is no need to hold on, only to let go. Your breathing becomes so shallow that it is barely perceptible, a gentle rise and fall of the chest. The boundaries between your body and the surrounding air seem to dissolve, leaving you feeling weightless and ethereal. The fire has reduced to a few scattered coals, their light dimming but still present, a beacon in the growing dark. You feel a profound sense of safety, knowing that the storm outside is contained and harmless. Time loses its meaning, stretching out into an infinite loop of peace and quiet. You are nowhere and everywhere, suspended in the gentle embrace of the night. The last spark from the fire drifts upward and vanishes into the smoke hole, marking the end of the day's active warmth. The room grows cooler, but the residual heat in the stones keeps the air comfortable and soothing. Your mind is a blank canvas, free of any images or sounds that might disrupt your slumber. The snow continues to fall outside, a soft white curtain separating you from the rest of the world. You feel yourself drifting further into the depths of unconsciousness, guided by the gentle rhythm of the night. Sleep claims you completely, wrapping you in its dark and comforting veil. The deep silence of the cabin wraps around you like a heavy velvet cloak, muffling even the faintest sound of your own breathing. Outside, the snow continues to settle in thick, quiet layers, pressing down on the roof with a gentle, rhythmic weight that seems to slow time itself. The air inside has grown still and cool, carrying the lingering scent of pine and old wood that feels ancient and comforting against your skin. You feel the heavy warmth of the blankets sinking deeper into your muscles, holding you in place with a soft, unyielding pressure. Every thought drifts away like dust motes in a sunbeam, dissolving into the vast, empty quiet of the night. The darkness is not empty but full of a peaceful presence, watching over you with a tender, sleep-inducing grace. Your eyelids grow heavier, fused together by the sheer comfort of this absolute stillness and rest. A single drop of meltwater slides slowly down the interior glass of the window, tracing a lazy, winding path through the condensation. The movement is so slow it seems almost frozen, mirroring the suspended state of your own consciousness as you sink deeper into rest. The cold air pressing against the pane feels distant and abstract, separated from you by layers of warmth and wood and time. Inside, the shadows lengthen and soften, blending into a uniform shade of indigo that soothes the eyes and calms the mind. You hear the faint creak of the house settling, a low wooden groan that sounds like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. This gentle sound vibrates through the floorboards and up into your body, urging every muscle to relax further into the mattress. The world outside has ceased to exist, leaving only this moment of pure, unbroken tranquility. The residual warmth in the stone hearth radiates a faint, comforting glow that pulses softly in your peripheral vision. It is a heartbeat made of light and heat, steady and reliable, anchoring you in this space of deep safety and comfort. Your thoughts have dissolved into a mist, leaving behind only a vague sense of contentment and heavy, pleasant fatigue. The weight of your limbs feels substantial and grounded, as if gravity has increased slightly to hold you closer to the earth. You are no longer aware of the passage of time, existing instead in an eternal now of soft shadows and gentle silence. The air smells faintly of dried herbs and old paper, a scent that evokes memories of childhood winters and endless nights. This olfactory memory wraps around your mind, soothing any remaining tension until it melts away completely. Snowflakes press softly against the windowpane, creating a textured pattern of white against the dark glass that resembles intricate lace. Each tiny crystal is a small star, trapped momentarily in the boundary between the cold outside and the warm inside. You watch them without really seeing, your eyes half closed, allowing the visual input to blur into abstract shapes of light and shadow. The sound of the storm has faded into a mere whisper, a distant murmur that provides a white noise backdrop for your drifting mind. Your breathing is so slow and shallow that it feels like you are holding your breath in a state of permanent exhale. The room feels vast and yet intimate, a sanctuary carved out of time specifically for your rest and recovery. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, only this gentle sinking into the depths. The heavy curtains hang motionless, blocking out any trace of the world beyond their thick, woven fabric. They stand like guardians at the door, keeping the cold and the noise at bay while you drift in the safe harbour within. A faint draught slips through a crack somewhere, carrying the crisp scent of winter air that feels clean and purifying on your skin. This tiny sensation of coolness contrasts with the warmth of your body, creating a balanced equilibrium that promotes deeper relaxation. Your mind wanders aimlessly, caught in currents of thought that are too soft to grasp or analyze. They pass through you like clouds moving across a moonlit sky, leaving no trace or disturbance behind. You are a vessel for peace, empty and open, ready to receive the fullness of sleep. The floorboards beneath you feel solid and real, a constant foundation that supports your weight without demanding anything in return. You sense the strength of the timber, aged and seasoned by years of quiet winters and countless sleeping guests. This connection to the structure of the cabin grounds you, pulling your awareness down from your head into your body. Your fingers curl slightly under the covers, feeling the soft cotton fabric against your palms as if for the first time. The tactile sensation is warm and fuzzy, inviting you to surrender completely to the comfort of the moment. There is a profound satisfaction in doing absolutely nothing, in being held by the environment without effort or resistance. Sleep pulls at you like a gentle tide, inevitable and soothing. Outside, the wind moves through the pine trees with a sound like distant rain on a tin roof. It is a rhythmic swishing noise that blends seamlessly with the silence inside, creating a harmonic background for your slumber. The branches bend gracefully under the weight of snow, moving slowly in a dance that has no urgency or destination. You imagine the forest sleeping too, wrapped in white blankets, dreaming its own slow and ancient dreams. This shared state of rest between you and nature creates a bond of quiet understanding and mutual peace. The boundary between the cabin and the woods blurs, allowing the serenity of the outside to seep into your inner world. You are part of this landscape now, still and silent and deeply at rest. Your consciousness begins to fracture into tiny fragments, each one dissolving into the surrounding darkness like sugar in water. There is no fear in this dissolution, only a profound sense of release and letting go. You feel yourself becoming lighter, as if your body has transformed into smoke or mist, drifting upward and outward. The sounds of the cabin fade further away, replaced by an internal silence that is vast and echoing. This inner space is warm and inviting, a cave within your mind where no thoughts can survive. You float in this void, weightless and free, enjoying the sensation of existing without definition or form. The journey into sleep is nearly complete, with only the final step remaining. The last conscious thought drifts away on a current of warm air, leaving behind a pristine blankness. You are no longer observing your sleep but simply being it, fully immersed in the experience of rest. The darkness is no longer something external but a part of you, filling every corner of your awareness with peace. Your heart beats slowly and steadily, a quiet drum marking the passage of time in the deep night. There is no need to wake, no need to remember, only the endless present moment of tranquility. The cabin holds you close, its wooden walls breathing softly around you in the cold winter air. You are safe, you are warm, and you are finally, truly asleep. Silence settles over the room like a thick, soft blanket, covering every surface and object in its quiet embrace. The fire is now just a memory of warmth, its light extinguished but its comfort lingering in the air. You drift further down into the depths, where time does not exist and nothing demands your attention. The snow outside continues to fall, a perpetual motion that marks no time but simply is. Your breathing merges with the rhythm of the house, a synchronized pulse of life and rest. There is no end to this peace, no conclusion to this calm, only an infinite continuation of stillness. You let go completely, surrendering to the void with a heart full of quiet joy. The silence deepens into a velvet hush that wraps around the room like a heavy, warm shawl. You feel the weight of your eyelids growing heavier with each passing breath, anchoring you to this moment of pure rest. The air is still and sweet, carrying the faintest scent of dried pine needles from the distant hearth. Your limbs feel loose and weightless, sinking deeper into the soft cushions that support your tired body. There is no urgency here, only the gentle drift of time slipping away like sand through open fingers. Every muscle relaxes further as you let go of the last threads of conscious thought. The darkness is comforting, a soft embrace that holds you safely within its quiet bounds. You float in this serene space, untethered from the world above, drifting slowly downward. The cold outside feels distant now, a memory rather than a presence against the warm interior. Your mind clears completely, leaving only a blank canvas of peaceful nothingness. A subtle shift in the air brings a whisper of warmth from the residual heat of the stone floor. It rises gently to meet your skin, soothing any lingering tension with its quiet persistence. You breathe in slowly, filling your lungs with the cool, clean scent of the winter night filtering through tiny cracks. The rhythm of your breath becomes slower, matching the silent pulse of the sleeping house around you. Each exhale releases a small cloud of vapor that disappears into the dim shadows of the room. There is a profound sense of safety in this enclosed space, shielded from the vastness outside. Your thoughts dissolve like sugar in hot tea, leaving behind only a sweet emptiness. The floorboards creak softly, a lullaby of wood settling under the weight of the snow above. You sink further into the mattress, feeling the springs adjust gently to support your resting form. Time loses its meaning here, stretching out into an endless horizon of calm. The snow outside continues its eternal dance, falling in silent spirals that catch the faint moonlight. It piles up against the windows, creating a thick white barrier between you and the world beyond. This insulation brings a new level of quiet, dampening even the faintest sounds from the forest. You feel cocooned in this snowy capsule, protected and held by the winter's gentle grip. The cold is just a concept now, far away from your warm and sheltered sanctuary. Your body feels heavy yet relaxed, melting into the bed like wax under a low flame. There is no need to move, to speak, or to be anything other than present in this stillness. The night wraps around the cabin like a soft blanket, tucking you in with tender care. You drift deeper, leaving the surface of awareness behind for the depths below. Peace flows through you like a slow river, carrying away all remnants of the day. Your consciousness fades further into the background, becoming a distant observer of your own rest. The physical world recedes, replaced by a landscape of soft colors and gentle sensations. You float in a sea of tranquility where gravity has lost its hold on your tired body. The air feels thicker here, rich with the promise of deep and dreamless sleep. Each breath is a ripple in this calm ocean, spreading outward into the quiet night. There are no edges to this peace, only an infinite expanse of softness surrounding you. Your mind is a blank page, waiting for the morning but unbothered by its arrival. The cabin sleeps with you, its wooden bones settling into the earth with contentment. You are part of this rhythm now, breathing in sync with the house and the land. Letting go is easy here, requiring no effort or struggle to release control. A faint sound of wind brushes against the eaves, a whisper that fades as quickly as it arrives. It is a reminder of the world outside, but one that only enhances your sense of shelter. You remain anchored in the center of this quiet storm, untouched by its gentle fury. The warmth of the blankets rises around you, creating a microclimate of comfort and security. Your toes curl slightly into the fabric, seeking more of that soft embrace against the cold air. There is a profound satisfaction in this simple act of self-care, allowing your body to rest fully. The night grows darker, yet your inner light remains steady and calm, guiding you deeper. Thoughts come and go like clouds passing overhead, leaving no trace on the sky below. You welcome each one with indifference, letting them drift away without engagement. Sleep pulls you under with gentle hands, lowering you into its cool waters. The boundary between your body and the bed dissolves, merging into a single entity of rest. You are no longer lying on the mattress but becoming part of its soft landscape. The pillows mold to the shape of your head, supporting every contour with tender precision. This physical comfort translates into mental ease, clearing away the last bits of residual stress. Your heart beats slowly, a quiet metronome keeping time in the vast darkness of the room. There is nothing to do but breathe and be, existing in this moment without judgment or expectation. The air feels cool against your face, contrasting pleasantly with the warmth enveloping your body. This balance creates a perfect equilibrium, allowing you to float in a state of suspended animation. The night holds you close, a protective hand on your shoulder guiding you forward. You drift onward, carried by the current of slumber into deeper realms. Dreams begin to form at the edges of your awareness, fragile and translucent like morning mist. They are not stories or plots but sensations, colors, and feelings without definition. You welcome these fragments as they arrive, letting them wash over you like gentle waves on a shore. There is no need to interpret or analyze, only to experience their fleeting beauty. Your mind is open and receptive, absorbing the night's offerings with quiet gratitude. The cabin remains still around you, a silent guardian watching over your slumbering form. The snow continues to fall outside, adding layer upon layer of white silence to the landscape. You are safe within this cocoon, protected from any disturbance or interruption. Your breathing is deep and regular, pulling you further into the depths of unconsciousness. The world fades away completely, leaving only the essence of rest. Time has stopped its forward march, pausing in this eternal moment of peace. You exist outside of hours and minutes, suspended in a timeless void of tranquility. The concept of waking feels distant and irrelevant, a memory from another life. Your body knows only rest, every cell repairing and rejuvenating in the quiet darkness. There is a profound sense of completion here, as if all that was needed has been given. The air is still, holding its breath along with you in this shared moment of suspension. You feel weightless, floating above the physical realm into a space of pure energy. This energy is calm and steady, vibrating at a frequency of deep relaxation and peace. The cabin fades from your perception, becoming merely a symbol of shelter in the night. You are everywhere and nowhere, present in this infinite stillness. A final wave of drowsiness sweeps over you, pulling the last threads of consciousness into the void. You surrender completely, letting go of any remaining grip on the waking world. There is no resistance, only a gentle flow toward the depths of sleep. Your mind is empty, a clear sky without clouds or stars to distract from the night. The body rests deeply, muscles relaxed and breath slow, embodying perfect rest. The cabin is silent now, even the settling wood quiet in its slumber. Outside, the snow covers everything in a blanket of white, erasing all traces of the day before. You are part of this silence, merged with the night and the cold air beyond the walls. Sleep takes you fully, wrapping you in its arms and carrying you away. Peace reigns supreme in this quiet domain, holding you close forever. The night stretches on endlessly, a canvas of black and grey painted by the moonlight. You drift within this space, untethered from time or place, simply existing in peace. The fire is long out, its memory preserved in the warmth that still lingers in your bones. The snow falls softly, each flake a tiny star landing on the roof above your head. There is no sound but the quiet hum of the universe breathing around you. Your heart beats slowly, matching the rhythm of the earth beneath the cabin's foundation. Thoughts have ceased entirely, leaving only a sense of presence and being. You are here now in this moment of perfect stillness and calm. The world outside continues its gentle rotation, unaware of your rest. You sleep deeply, wrapped in the arms of the night, safe and sound. The heavy quilt settles deeper into the hollow of your shoulders, a comforting weight that anchors you to the soft mattress beneath. Your breathing slows further, becoming barely perceptible as it blends with the quiet rhythm of the night outside. The faint scent of pine lingers in the air, wrapping around you like an invisible embrace that soothes every nerve. Darkness is no longer empty, but filled with a gentle, velvety presence that holds you securely in place. You feel the subtle shift of air currents as they move slowly through the cracks in the old wooden frame. Each breath draws in coolness and exhales warmth, creating a perfect balance within your chest. The world beyond the glass is distant and dreamlike, fading further into the background of your consciousness. Your limbs grow heavier, sinking into the cushions with a deep sense of surrender and release. There is nothing left to do but float in this space of absolute tranquility and rest. Time dissolves completely, leaving only the soft pulse of your own slow heart. A single flake of snow drifts past the windowpane, catching the faint glow of the dying embers before vanishing into the dark. The sound of its landing is too soft to hear, yet you feel it in the quiet stillness of your mind. Your thoughts have scattered like dust motes in the pale light, leaving behind a clear and open space. The wooden beams above creak softly, a gentle reminder of the structure holding you safe against the cold night air. You drift deeper into the mattress, feeling the support rise to meet you with every slow exhale. The boundary between your body and the bedding becomes blurred, merging into one continuous surface of comfort. Outside, the wind murmurs low against the eaves, a lullaby sung by the winter sky itself. Your eyes are heavy, closed tight against the faint intrusion of any remaining light. The silence is thick and sweet, coating your senses in a layer of peaceful oblivion. The temperature in the room remains steady, a gentle warmth that refuses to fade despite the night's chill outside. Your toes curl slightly under the layers of fabric, seeking the residual heat from hours ago. The air feels still and thick, carrying the faint aroma of aged timber and dried lavender. You are suspended in this moment, untouched by the passing seconds or turning hours of the world. A distant owl calls out, its sound muffled by the heavy snowfall that blankets the surrounding forest floor. The vibration of the call travels through the ground, barely noticeable to your sleeping form. Your mind is a calm lake, reflecting nothing but the deep blue of the night sky above. There is no need for movement, only the passive acceptance of rest and deep recovery. The cabin breathes around you, expanding and contracting with the subtle shifts in atmospheric pressure. Your heartbeat slows to a lazy drumbeat, echoing the slow pulse of the earth beneath the foundation stones. Each beat sends a ripple of relaxation through your muscles, loosening any remaining tension from the day. The darkness around you is soft and yielding, like sinking into a cloud made of midnight velvet. You feel the gentle pressure of the pillow against your cheek, supporting your head in perfect alignment. The scent of wood smoke has faded to a whisper, leaving only the clean, crisp air of winter morning approaching. Your dreams begin to form as vague shapes of light and shadow, drifting through your awareness without demand. There is no narrative, only the sensation of floating gently on a sea of quiet darkness. The cabin stands firm around you, a sanctuary of warmth against the vast cold expanse outside. The moon moves higher in the sky, casting long, pale beams through the frosted glass onto the wooden floorboards. These shadows stretch and contract slowly, mirroring the rhythm of your own deep and rhythmic breathing. You are unaware of time's passage, existing only in the present moment of pure stillness and peace. The snow continues to fall outside, adding another layer to the thick blanket covering the earth below. Your body feels weightless yet grounded, held safely by the bed and the warmth of the room. A faint draft touches your ankle, cool and refreshing, before being absorbed by the heavy wool covers. You do not stir, but rather sink deeper into the comfort of your slumber. The night is vast and endless, surrounding you with its protective silence. Your consciousness fades further into the background, leaving only a vague awareness of warmth and safety. The fire has long since turned to ash, glowing with a faint red ember that pulses like a sleeping heart. You feel no cold, only the gentle embrace of the blankets and the quiet hum of the night air. Outside, the world is frozen in time, preserved under layers of soft white snow. Your thoughts are gone, replaced by a serene void where peace resides naturally. The cabin settles into its foundation with a soft groan, a sound so distant it feels like a memory. You drift through this space of rest, untethered from worry or desire. The air is still, carrying the scent of pine and snow in equal measure. The silence is complete now, broken only by the sound of your own slow and steady breathing. Each inhale draws in the cool night air, while each exhale releases the warmth stored within your lungs. You are part of this quiet ecosystem, resting alongside the sleeping birds and frozen trees outside. The moonlight shifts across the ceiling, painting soft patterns that change with the turning earth. Your body relaxes completely, every muscle releasing its hold on tension and stress. There is nothing to solve, nothing to achieve, only the act of being present in this moment. The night stretches out before you, infinite and calm. You float within this space, safe and sound. Deep sleep claims you now, pulling you down into the depths of restorative darkness. The boundaries of self dissolve, merging with the quiet rhythm of the cabin and the night. You are nowhere and everywhere, existing in a state of pure being without thought or action. The snow falls softly outside, covering the world in a blanket of white tranquility. Your heart beats slowly, matching the gentle pulse of the earth beneath your feet. There is no past or future, only this endless now of peace and stillness. The warmth of the blankets envelops you completely, shielding you from the cold air beyond. You rest deeply, held by the night. The cabin sleeps with you, its wooden bones settling into the cold ground with a gentle sigh. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying songs of winter that soothe your resting mind. You are wrapped in layers of soft fabric and silence, protected from the harshness of the outside world. Your breathing is shallow and even, a rhythm as old as time itself. The moon watches over you, casting its pale light through the frosted window panes. There is no need for words or actions here, only the quiet presence of rest. The night is deep and vast, holding you in its gentle embrace. You drift further into sleep. Your mind is empty now, a blank canvas painted with the colors of dreams and deep rest. The body rests completely, free from movement or intention. The cabin stands silent around you, a witness to your peace and stillness. Outside, the snow continues to fall, softening the edges of the world. You are safe in this moment, held by the warmth of the night. The air is still, carrying the scent of pine and frost. Your heart beats slowly, a gentle reminder of life continuing in rest. Sleep holds you close. The fire has settled into a bed of glowing embers, radiating a soft and steady warmth that feels like a heavy blanket on your chest. You feel the weight of your limbs sinking deeper into the cushions, as if gravity itself is holding you gently in place. The air around you is still and sweet, carrying the faint, comforting scent of old wood and dried herbs. Each breath you take is slow and shallow, pulling in the quiet calm of the room without effort or thought. There is nothing to do but rest, letting the boundaries between your body and the space around you blur softly. The darkness outside is a soothing veil, keeping the world at a safe and distant remove from your peaceful state. Your eyelids are heavy curtains that refuse to lift, sealing you away from the need for sight or observation. The texture of the wool blanket against your cheek is a soft reminder of comfort, gentle and unchanging in its presence. You notice the subtle rise and fall of your own breathing, a rhythm as natural and slow as the tide pulling back from the shore. The cabin creaks softly, a distant sound that adds to the sense of being held within a protective shell of wood and stone. Your thoughts have dissolved into mist, leaving behind only a vast and open space of quiet awareness. There is no urgency here, only the long and lazy drift of time moving slowly around you. The silence in the room is not empty but full of a gentle resonance, like the hum of a distant chord held for a long time. You feel your toes warming slightly, the heat from the embers travelling through the floorboards to reach you slowly and steadily. There is a profound sense of safety in this enclosed space, where the cold cannot penetrate and the night holds no surprises. Your mind lets go of any remaining tension, allowing your muscles to relax completely without conscious effort or command. The air feels thick with peace, wrapping around you like a soft cloud that cushions every small movement. You are floating in this stillness, carried by the gentle currents of sleep that pull you downward. A faint sound of wind outside seems to whisper through the eaves, a gentle murmur that lulls you further into your restful state. It is a soft voice from nature, singing a lullaby of cold air and snow that requires no attention or response from you. Your body feels weightless yet grounded, suspended in that perfect balance between wakefulness and deep dreamless sleep. The light from the fire dims slightly, casting longer shadows that stretch across the floor like slow-moving tides of darkness. You feel a profound contentment settling into your bones, a warmth that comes from within rather than any external source. There is nowhere else you need to be, No other time you need to inhabit except this quiet moment. Your consciousness drifts like a leaf on a slow-moving stream, carried away by the gentle current of your own relaxation. The details of the room fade into a soft blur, leaving only the sensation of warmth and the sound of your own steady heartbeat. You feel a deep connection to the earth beneath the cabin, as if your roots are extending down through the floor and into the frozen ground. This grounding feeling brings a profound sense of stability, anchoring you in the present moment without any need for thought or action. The night continues its silent watch over you, protecting your rest with an invisible and gentle shield of darkness. You are safe, you are warm, and you are completely at peace. The boundary between your inner world and the outer room begins to dissolve, leaving you in a state of pure sensory experience. You feel the coolness of the air near the window mixing with the warmth of the fire, creating a balanced temperature that soothes your skin. There is no distinction between past or future, only the endless now of this quiet and restorative night. Your breathing becomes even slower, each exhale releasing any remaining traces of daily life into the void of sleep. The cabin around you seems to breathe with you, expanding and contracting in a rhythmic harmony that supports your resting state. You are part of this scene, woven into the fabric of the night like thread into a soft tapestry. A gentle snowflake strikes the windowpane with a barely audible tap, a tiny percussion that marks the passage of time without demanding your attention. It is a soft reminder of the world outside, but one that feels distant and irrelevant to your current state of deep relaxation. Your mind is a still lake, reflecting nothing but the darkness above it, calm and undisturbed by any ripple or wave. You feel a profound sense of surrender, letting go of control and allowing sleep to take over completely and without resistance. The warmth of the embers continues to pulse gently, a slow heartbeat for the room that matches your own slowing rhythm. There is only rest, deep and abiding, waiting to carry you into dreams. Your thoughts have ceased entirely, leaving behind a vast and open space filled only with the sensation of being held. The weight of your head on the pillow is comforting, supporting you as you drift further away from the surface of wakefulness. You feel a gentle pulling sensation, like a soft tide drawing you deeper into the depths of unconsciousness where there is no noise or demand. The air in the room is still and quiet, holding its breath along with you in this shared moment of profound rest. There is no fear here, only the soothing embrace of darkness that wraps around you like a lover's arms. You are safe in this silence, protected by the walls and the night. The last embers glow with a faint red pulse, a dying heartbeat that signals the end of the day and the beginning of true rest. You feel your body becoming heavier, sinking deeper into the cushions as if they are made of soft clouds rather than fabric. The sound of your own blood flowing through your veins is a distant roar, a natural sound that accompanies you into the depths of sleep. There is no need to hold on to anything, no need to remember or plan, only the simple act of existing in this moment of peace. The cabin holds its silence like a precious gift, offering it to you freely and without condition. You accept it with gratitude, letting it wash over you like warm water. You drift now on the edge of dreams, where thoughts are no longer words but sensations of colour and light. The warmth of the fire feels like a memory now, distant but still present in the lingering heat on your skin. Your breathing is barely audible, a soft whisper that blends with the silence of the room and the night beyond. There is a profound sense of completion, as if everything you needed to do has been done and there is nothing left but rest. The darkness around you is not empty but full of potential, a canvas for dreams that will unfold without your conscious direction. You let go completely, surrendering to the gentle pull of sleep that carries you away. The weight of the blankets grows heavier, a gentle pressure that anchors your body to the deep stillness beneath you. You feel the soft fabric pressing against your shoulders, holding you in a warm and secure embrace that requires no effort to maintain. The air around you is perfectly still, carrying the faint scent of cedar and dried pine needles from the hearth. Your eyelids are heavy, resting softly against your cheeks as the last traces of light fade into comfortable shadow. There is a profound sense of safety here, wrapped in layers of warmth and quiet solitude that belongs entirely to you. A single ember glows faintly in the ashes, pulsing with a slow and rhythmic warmth that mirrors your own resting heart. The fire has settled into its final state, offering only a gentle radiation of heat rather than bright flickering flames. You breathe in the cool night air that seeps through the tiny gaps in the window frames, mixing with the residual warmth. Your muscles have completely released their tension, sinking deeper into the mattress as if it were made of soft earth. The cabin feels like a living entity that is breathing slowly alongside you, sharing in this peaceful moment. The sound of the wind outside has diminished to a mere whisper, sliding silently across the snow-covered roof above your head. It is a lullaby composed of friction and stillness, creating a white noise that smooths away any remaining edges in your mind. You feel yourself drifting further away from the physical world, floating on a sea of quiet consciousness. The boundaries between your body and the room begin to blur, merging into a single sensation of comfort. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do but simply exist in this warmth. Your thoughts have dissolved into the background, leaving only a spacious and open awareness that feels light and airy. Any lingering worries have drifted away like smoke, carried out by the gentle draft of the cold night air. You are suspended in a state of perfect neutrality, where time has lost its meaning and urgency. The darkness is soft and velvety, wrapping around you like a second layer of bedding that provides absolute protection. You let go of the need to understand or analyze, surrendering to the natural rhythm of rest. A distant owl calls softly in the woods beyond the tree line, its voice a low and soothing hoot that blends with the silence. The sound is not intrusive, but rather a reassuring sign of life continuing peacefully in the frozen world outside. You feel a deep connection to this natural cycle, resting while the forest sleeps under the blanket of snow. Your breathing becomes so shallow it is almost imperceptible, syncing with the slow pulse of the fading ember. The room feels larger now, expanding into an infinite space of quiet and comfort. The warmth from your core spreads slowly to your fingertips and toes, a gentle circulation of heat that feels like liquid gold. You feel deeply nourished by this rest, as if your body is absorbing the peace of the cabin into its very cells. There is a soft tingling sensation at the edges of your awareness, signaling the approach of deeper sleep. The world outside fades further away, becoming a distant memory of cold and wind that no longer affects you. You are safe and warm, enclosed in a bubble of tranquility. Your mind wanders into the soft haze of hypnagogia, where images form and dissolve without any logical sequence or meaning. Shapes of light dance gently in your peripheral vision, creating a private cinema of calming colors and soft forms. You do not try to grasp these visions, letting them pass by like clouds drifting across a night sky. The sensation of falling is gentle and reassuring, a slow descent into the depths of unconsciousness. Everything is slowing down, stretching out into an endless and peaceful expanse. The last conscious thought dissolves like sugar in warm water, leaving no residue or trace behind. You are completely empty of worry, fully present only in the sensation of breathing and resting. The cabin is now just a distant memory, a frame for this moment of absolute stillness that you hold within you. Your body feels weightless, floating in a void of pure comfort and safety. There is no more separation between you and the night, only a unified state of peace. Silence wraps around you like a thick and warm quilt, muffling even the sound of your own heartbeat. You are drifting now on the edge of deep sleep, where dreams begin to form in the soft darkness. The cold outside is irrelevant, held at bay by the enduring warmth of the fire and the walls. Your consciousness fades gently, like a candle flame being covered by a glass jar. There is nothing left to do but let go and surrender to the night. Sleep arrives not as an event but as a natural settling, like dust resting on still air. You are gone now, carried away by the gentle current of dreams into the unknown softness beyond awareness. The cabin holds its breath, waiting for morning in the quiet dark that stretches endlessly ahead. Your breathing is barely a whisper, lost in the vast and comforting silence of the winter night. Rest comes completely and without condition, wrapping you in eternal peace.